Zikz, welcome on back. A good day today, finally. And I can personally say that, and I'm sure you agree too. Vibe check, what's up?
Doing pretty well. Yeah, thankful for a win. I mean, this is another nice win too because it's basically like I came as a spectator today. Came in, I didn't time out at all. I just kind of watched my team win. Just talked to them between games, so pretty solid. I would say that we definitely improved our team play a lot. We've been aware of our slump for about like I'll say somewhere around like 2 weeks, maybe like 10 to 14 days, somewhere in that range, and we definitely started improving it. Furia match was close despite us still being really horrible as a team, honestly. Uh, go into Leviathan, I think we just like lost honestly because of like map details and a little bit of team play. And we fixed both. So coming into our like future matches, obviously we're gonna be pretty confident coming in. I mean, this was definitely like we're not stupid. This was definitely like a lower quality team in terms of like, they just got here. They didn't have a lot of time to prep. Uh it's gonna be hard for them to win against a team that's been playing together for, as many months as we have. It's hard for them, but we definitely at least showed good team play today. That's all I really cared about.
Naturally, like you're going up against a team that's been winless and bottom of the leaderboard, and with a brand new squad against a team who dominated Americas for quite some time and is just getting past a small mental hurdle. So, you know, it's goddamn crying baby versus hydrogen bomb, bro. It's not gonna be close,
Yeah.
and we saw that today. So, unfortunately, especially after the first map, I was like, let's just why isn't FFing allowed in Valorant, bro? Why can't we do this? It's just tragic. But aside from that, I am glad to hear that you did mention the S word, where people are kind of slowing around, right? The slump,
Mm,
which
yeah.
it's now I don't know if I personally see it as that. Like, it just seemed to me like you guys just needed time to readjust to playing again after Americas, after what was insanely intense in Shanghai, and then back again we go. And I find it was just the readjustment period took a bit long, but that's what I think. You let me know what you think, bro.
I mean, but if I'm being honest, like so the reason why I say slump is basically like when we were in Shanghai, we played against Foot and our team play and our individual play were peaking.
Mm-hmm.
Like the end of split one, we were also peaking. We go to Shanghai, we play our first match. Like you can only imagine, like we just destroyed one of the teams that, had been doing like decently well throughout the tournament. And it was not close at all. So my whole team is obviously feeling like, well, shit, we're the best team in the world, like guaranteed we're gonna win the tournament. Yeah, I mean when you have that mindset, for a lot of people, they would probably just keep doing what they're doing. For like the way that my players are individually, it's like I have a lot of players that just like to peak, like to focus on their crosshair, focus on their individual play, and there's like a I don't know, like a spectrum, I guess, for us, where it's like this side is team play, this side is individual play, like peaking on timing and like doing your own individual thing because you think it's a good play. And we were somewhere like over here. We were like 80% on the team play side, maybe 20% on like the individual. The more we had played with more confidence, it was like, slowly just going over to the individual side. It's like everybody's like, "Wait, we're insane. I'm gonna just peek this guy." And then, like when you slowly change your brain to recognize that like, we're insane, we're insane, we're insane, and your method of playing the game individually is I'm gonna peek this guy and I'm gonna kill him,
Mm.
then obviously it's gonna keep pushing that spectrum over to this side. And then that's kind of like what happened to us, honestly. And we recognized it a few days before the Furia match. We had only a few days to try to like fix it. And we did great in those 2 days. But when you watch, it's like it looks bad because our active brain is trying to do team play, but still we're like thinking in a way that we're individuals playing the game. So people are like way more locked in. They're not really thinking about the mini map, not thinking about where their teammates are. People are just doing their own thing, essentially. And everybody just thought we'd be able to like flip the switch back on and now we're doing team play again. It doesn't work like that. Like our awareness fell off like a cliff. Honestly, I don't want to say we're back for sure. Like once again, we beat a lower quality opponent, but so many good signs today. And even in our Leviathan match, there were a lot of good signs there as well. Unbind. Unbind. Uh
Yes.
yeah. And then I'll put the Leviathan, the other stuff there was like map details. Those are the things that I would say are more adjustments to coming back, because we have been having to deal with a different meta, different map pool, and just kind of figuring out where we lie in all of that. You know, some things have been great, some things haven't been great. So those are just details that we have to kind of work through in terms of the map pool.
Hmm.
But like those are details that every team's going to be always focusing on. And if we don't have certain details figured out, fleshed out, then yeah, we're gonna lose a match because we don't have it fleshed out. So
So that was an incredible answer. Thank you. Right. It's just you just truly detailing from the beginning to end as to how we got to this point. I find is context that I know I needed as a fan, right? Where how you, I want to say, transgressed from just the massive confidence aspect to being like, I guess we're playing solo queue, bro. Like let's just let's just run it in, essentially.
pretty much.
Which, hey, it's tough, but at least not like you're saying. Today, things are better. At least, although there were solo queue elements, naturally. You know, boostio killing himself, which sucks. but then instead, what we also had was that we saw good team setups, right? We saw double peaks. We saw people flashing from one another. The basics are coming back, which is exactly what is a positive sign from a team that was hailed for their team play, all a split one, which is incredible. I know.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, like I mean, without a doubt, we have some of the best aimers in the game on our team.
Mhm.
But the issue that comes with that when you're the coach is like these guys also just want to go aim, you know? So it's like that's like the never-ending battle between me versus them is like them wanting to just go fight and me telling them, wait, team play. Like we need to like focus on comms, we need to focus on team play. Like,
Yeah.
yes, you can peek and there's a good chance you kill him.
Mhm.
But what if you don't kill him? Then
Yeah.
we have no trade. So it's like those kinds of details, and like that's why I mean everybody on our team is so confident we're gonna turn it around,
Mhm.
and that we have been turning it around, because everybody's still so confident in our aim. It just comes down to making sure we're playing together and aiming
Mhm.
together.
Before we get to the actual EG aspect, what was cool, what I thought you said about how you guys play with so much confidence and how that ultimately led to your downfall, because if you look at the teams you've coached in the past, right? And correct me if I'm wrong on this, is I find a lot of them have, especially with going into bigger splits and tournaments, you've kind of let them from like underdog perspectives, right? If you look at the EG of last year, if you look at even go all the way back to TSM and CLG, right? It's like it's always like, can they do it? Was I find just the biggest narrative, but instead of now 100 Thieves this year is like, surely they do this, right? It's like it's a no-brainer to get this done, which I find is interesting. So the adjustment period, I imagine for you, is I find fascinating to see how the trends have evolved for you, essentially.
Yeah. No, I mean I will say the underdog mentality is so easy because it falls directly in line with like the thinking of just being process oriented. Just knowing that if we keep focusing on our process and practice, that the results will come, and that it doesn't matter what other people think. Like these are all the things where it's like you have no expectations on yourself as a team, and people just know that it's way easier to focus and play the game and have fun
Mhm.
when not every single game is just like, oh, they must win this game, they have to win this game, they will win this game. Like they're so much better. Like how could they lose this game to Furia? Like how would they not make this a close game against Leviathan? And it's like I don't know. Basically, like before our match, all I said to them was, guys, like we're gonna make mistakes, even if it's MIBR. Even when we were in our peak, we were making mistakes. And it's like, just be okay with mistakes. Just go play good Valorant like we have been practicing, and just make sure we're having fun. If we do those two things and we don't care too much about mistakes, then it'll never snowball into us being too tilted or anything to like, oh, fuck, we lost this round against MIBR. Like, I feel like it's so easy when you're
Mhm.
playing one of these like trap games that you're thinking like, as soon as you lose a pistol, as soon as you lose like a gun round you should have, it's so easy to
So
fall into this thinking of
yeah.
like, oh no, it's happening again. Oh, we're back to being bad again. And I think that just they did a great job carrying on that mentality, even though we had lost, pistol and all of this other stuff in these games.
Mhm.
That we didn't let it like turn into something bad. We just played it out normally. We problem solved together, and then we just started running with the game, both maps. So very good across the board from the guys.
Yeah, which is huge. Final thing on a bit more of a personal side was I understand you're also a big anime head, right? From what I've seen, right? You're a fan. It's just like, are you like a huge Naruto head? I feel like I've seen some
No,
stuff. Like, okay, all right, because like,
no,
what's up?
no. I mean, to be honest, like I'm okay when it comes to anime. I'm not like crazy. It's more so like my wife is Japanese, so it's like I'm trying to learn a bit. I'm still like such a noob, I feel like. But dude, Japanese is really hard because it's like, well,
Hmm.
I mean, obviously right now it's like I can barely even study at all.
Yeah.
Before during the split one, it felt like there was just a lot more time. I think our schedule, we just got kind of lucky that we just had back to back to back weeks of like 5 days
Yeah.
of prep. So we just had so much time between every match. This one definitely feels way more like rushed.
Hmm.
I mean, it is rushed. It's like it's 4 weeks or something
Yeah.
compared to 5. So, I mean, yeah, this is definitely a lot more of a crunch time. So I've like completely stopped studying it for now. But I mean, I plan to bring it back as soon as off season comes, sometime after champs.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean it's definitely something that's fun to learn, and I mean my long-term goal is that I'm able to like speak it fluently with my wife and a kid, hopefully,
That
in my future.
that would be
And
huge. Yeah.
that way the kid would be able to know both
Oh,
English and
double.
Japanese, which is nice.
Mhm.
Because I would it would kind of suck, you know what I mean? And especially with like I mean, actually I'm not gonna say all that, but basically I would just like to give my kid the opportunity to know multiple languages, and I think it's a really good thing for learning in general because when you're growing up and you hear 2 different languages and you know both,
Mhm.
it's just like a nice thing to have and it helps your identity
Yeah.
as a person too. So I think, yeah, I mean that's a lot of the reason why I'm doing it. But it is also just fun, and I feel like
Yeah.
it would be cool to be able to watch anime without having to like
Have
read.
subtitles on.
Yeah, exactly. Because sometimes I'll be reading, the subtitles, and
Yeah.
like I'll just start getting a headache because I'm like, oh my god, I have to read so much, like after like a few hours. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's
Yeah.
like sometimes my eyes get stressed out, reading on the screen all day,
I
and
got you,
I
bro.
already have a job where I'm on the screen all day, so it's like
I I
it can
I
get it can get to be a lot, yeah.
I totally
But yeah,
got you, man.
mostly for my wife, mostly for my wife.
I'm all for it. Well, as someone who studied Japanese for years, man, on my final note, gambatte kudasai. Take-san. Yeah. Yeah. Yoroshiku. Appreciate the time, man. Good luck. Can't wait to see you on next week, bro. GG's. Peace.